Bonjour les amis. Véronique, Véro. Bonjour les canards. I am on my way home after running errands and catching a nice lunch. And I thought I'd share the Luxembourg gardens in the fall. The rain has stopped for now. The colors are just glorious. Bonjour, bonjour. Salut le canard. Ça va? Comment ça va le canard? La vie est belle? La vie est belle au Luxembourg, le canard. Yeah, taking it easy, I see. Not a bad place to swim around. The Luxembourg Gardens on Paris's left bank, in the heart of the 6th arrondissement, right outside the beautiful Palais du Luxembourg, the French Senate, where we hope the senators are working hard right now. Ooh, you brought your whole family here. Excellent. Bonjour, bonjour. Bonjour, famille canard. I know what you're waiting for. I don't have anything on me. Sorry. All right, let's get going a little bit so my friends can enjoy some of the sights. We are looking at Le Palais du Luxembourg, originally a palace built for a queen, Marie de Medici in the very early 17th century. This was her home. It's changed a bit since then. But she worked on those gardens, built fountains here and there that reminded her of her native Florence. Can't blame her. Living at the Louvre on the right bank it couldn't have been that much fun, so she thought it'd be better here. We are getting some definite fall vibes today. It's been raining a lot over the last few days. The gardeners will be busy soon planting fall flowers because these are a bit soggy, you might say. Bonjour Catherine, bonjour les amis. If you've just joined, this is Véronique, Véro, Paris-based tour guide, travel blogger, sharing a bit of my Parisian life, especially over the next few weeks. I've been lucky to be offered a chance to stay in a beautiful apartment very close to this neighborhood in the heart of the Latin Quarter. And so I will be sharing what I see in my new neighborhood for the next few weeks. Who doesn't love a stroll in the Luxembourg garden? The Parisians' favorite park. See the colors on the trees? It feels like we've gone from summer to early November because the leaves look like they might be falling very soon. Which is why I thought I'd capture this today, because with the rain, I don't know how long we will have leaves for around here. Here's Saint Genevieve, the patron saint of Paris, with a beautiful kiosk behind her, a gazebo. definite Parisian vibes. Look at the trees. These are chestnut trees, les marronniers. The chairs are empty right now. It's Monday. It rained a lot this morning. And they're very wet too, so it was hard to find a dry one to sit on. You can see the puddles everywhere. Those iconic chairs that have been here since the 1920s or so. Company known as Fermob makes them in this in this custom color for the Luxembourg gardens. They also make some for the Tuileries gardens on the right bank. They have a collection called Luxembourg that you can buy in a variety of colors. I used to own a couple. I miss them. This eyesore in the background is, of course, La Tour Montparnasse. Some people say it's the box that the Eiffel Tower came in, which is a nice way of putting it. Salut, cousin. See, the chairs are branded, so this one says Sénat because it belongs to the Senate, like this whole park. The Senate is in charge, the French Senate is in charge of maintaining the park and owns everything here. And some of the restaurants in the park have chairs that are branded too, usually with an initial so you know who they belong to. This is a lovely little restaurant that opened a little over a year ago, and I was lucky to have lunch here 10 days ago. I don't know if you remember seeing the photos I shared on Facebook. It's called La Terrasse de Madame. It's usually busy at lunchtime. I don't know what's going to happen now that fall is here. The food is really good. Easy food, but good, and friendly service. Very friendly service. I enjoyed my lunch here. It was a sunny day. I was in the shade. Would not have that issue today now, would I? Time to say a quick hello. Bonjour les amis. For those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Véro. I am a French native, originally from southwestern France, from Toulouse. I lived in Seattle for 2 decades, and I returned to France about 18 months ago. I am now Paris-based. And I was an unemployed tour guide, so I figured out a way of becoming a virtual tour guide. And what I do all week is share my French life here in social media on YouTube. So, I'm a little camera shy. I think the surroundings are more interesting. Here is La Terrasse de Madame. Madame's terrace. It looks very civilized, doesn't it? Beautiful colors. Very nicely matched to the surroundings. I hope you were able to join the walk we took on Saturday when I took you from my new neighborhood, a couple blocks up the street, all the way down to Notre Dame, and we walked around Notre Dame. We checked on her, made sure she was okay. If you haven't seen the walk, you can catch it here. The replay is on this page. If you scroll up or down somewhere, you'll find it. These flowers are still pretty. They're ornamental grasses. They'll last longer than the other flowers here. The Senate, Palais du Luxembourg from the side. 10 days ago, it was a bit of a zoo with the European Heritage Days, les Journées du Patrimoine. There was a long line outside here going around the block, and I couldn't go down those stairs. It was all closed off. Security was pretty high, you might say. Now, something I wanted to show you is for those of you who love coming here to this part of the park where the Fontaine de Medici is, the Medici fountain is. You won't believe your eyes because it's undergoing a complete renovation. The Senate is in charge of that, the French Senate that owns the park. And it's all wrapped up. Look at that. You can't even see the sculpture it's well known for. It's all wrapped up. Look at the Medici fountain. And it's empty, of course. It's been emptied. Yes, Catherine, I agree. Visiting the Senate is worth it. The gardens as well. That day I lined up to see the greenhouses because I hadn't seen them yet. The greenhouses that take care of all the plants in this park. And it was fabulous. I really recommend that as well. Very peaceful Paris these days, especially on a Monday. I expect things will get a little busier when people come out of the office. Though an increasing number of people are working from home these days. And that's changed Paris, downtown Paris, a lot. Let's take a closer peek at the fountain so you can see the extent of the renovation. I wouldn't think it will be open again until at least the second half of 2021. Look at that. It's massive. So for pictures, if you've never seen the Medici fountain, Google it. It's beautiful. At one point in time, it was moved to a different location during the big Haussmannian construction time in the second half of the 19th century. Then it was brought back here, stone by stone, and rebuilt and improved. So you need to look it up if you've never seen it in the park. They're telling us in detail what they're doing here. Extensive renovation. So the timeline is apparently the basin will be last and it will be restored between February and June. I wouldn't hold my breath. They usually run late, so maybe for next summer. This is where you learn how to walk, Michelle. Like many young Parisians, this is awesome. I'm glad you get to go back today. And then they tell you the story of the park and the fountain. And see, they're proud to say it's the Senate that's restoring the fountain. Bonjour, Tommy. Hello, hello, Gig Harbor, Washington. My old home away from home. We're about to enter the season where Paris will definitely remind me of Seattle. I think I'll go back up this way so we can stroll towards the exit on this side and you get to enjoy the beautiful tree colors. Might be a better choice. Yeah, it might still be covered in May, depending on how late they run. This is a nice view. Recognize this building in the background? This magnificent building dedicated to France's great men and women too. The Pantheon. I live right behind it for the next few weeks. Hello, Suquamish, Washington. Tricky names in Washington State. Once I heard I had to learn how to say Puyallup Fair. Not easy for a French person. One last peek at the fountain, or what's left of it since it's under wraps. It'll be beautiful when it's done though. I was offered an apartment. Somebody just asked why I'm here for a few weeks. a generous Friends with Véro follower, Ellen, has offered me to stay in her apartment here in this neighborhood because she couldn't use it in the fall. So I'll be here for a few weeks, yes. Bonjour, salut Elisabeth. How's Florida? Indiana, Delaware. I have a lot of North Americans here. San Francisco. Look at that. How about a wrap up under the gazebo? This was another impromptu walk. This is why I do these on Facebook instead of YouTube. It's easier for you to find me here since I don't really plan them ahead of time. I know some of you would prefer watching on large screen TVs on YouTube. But good old Facebook is actually easier, a little bit more flexible for what I'm doing right now. Bonjour, Wisconsin. Looks like some people are busy in the gazebo, under the gazebo, so I'm not going to disturb them. They're doing something up there. I won't be an obnoxious local intruding on other locals, and will respect their privacy. Hello, New York. Yeah, I know Florida doesn't really have a lot of seasons, does it, Elizabeth? You could just stroll here forever. It's so beautiful and peaceful. I thought you'd enjoy this to start your day for those of you waking up. Maybe it's a lunch break for another group closer to the East Coast. As for our Australian friends who are still up, I'm amazed at your dedication. Yeah, I think that the leaves will fall very soon. Really glad we captured this today, because if we have more rain, yes, Catherine, you should probably go to bed now. It's past your bedtime. Bonne nuit, and thank you for staying around, for staying up. Hello, Iowa. You're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Oh, I know where I could wrap up. Here's writer George Sand. You know, she's actually one of the few female statues in the park, with the exception of those queens that were added, the 20 statues of French queens that were added in the 19th century. But Georges Sand is actually one of the few female statues in the park. And when they petitioned for her statue to be in here, you may know she was known for dressing like a man. She preferred wearing pants, was quite masculine, and the Senate agreed to it at the time, only if she, well, I guess they just turned her into this beautifully feminine woman. That's the only way that she could make it inside the park. It's not really cold. I would think, I don't know, I'm wearing a leather jacket. I wouldn't say it's cold as long as the wind doesn't pick up. It's going to be time to wrap up for me. I want to say thank you for joining me today. I will share as much as I can while I live in this neighborhood, as I always do on Facebook, typically every day here on this page, on Instagram as well, where I try to share different things. So tune into Instagram because they get little video snippets over there. YouTube is where I store all my video guided walks and the replays of the live stream walks. And if you'd like to support my creative endeavors and help me continue to create free content that I share here and in social media, please consider joining my club members. 280 club members already. I am quite generous with content and exclusive content with my tour not my tour members. I'm not a tour guide this year, but with my club members. So look me up on Patreon, patreon.com/FrenchGirlInSeattle, and see if some of the rewards appeal to you, because you will get rewarded for supporting my business. Thank you very much. I will let you see, my mask is slipping, isn't it? There we go. I will let you take one last peek for now at the Luxembourg Gardens. Le Luxembourg, as Parisians call it. Le Luxembourg. You're welcome, Bruce. I enjoy sharing my time with you all. This is what I do for a living too now, as you know. So I love my job. And thanks to all of your support, I can actually call this a job, which is wonderful. Have a wonderful day, everyone, wherever you are in the world, and I will be in touch. You'll hear from me again this week. À bientôt.